I recently haven't had the best experiences with Jetstar, and this flight was no different.
First officer just arrived for us. Crewing has been
Today, I take a flight on one of Jetstar's A321CEOs from Sydney to Melbourne. Welcome to Terminal 3 at Sydney Kingsford Smith International Airport, which is the Qantas terminal. I was at Terminal 3 because earlier in the day I took a flight on the second last, at least it was supposed to be, Boeing 717 flight, and I stayed back for a while to watch the very last one go. This took a bit longer than I expected it to, so this resulted in me kind of doing a slow run to Terminal 2, from exiting the Airside area at Terminal 3 to when I got up the escalator for the check-in area at Terminal 2. It took about 2 minutes. That was kind of running a bit. Anyway, I wasn't able to print my boarding pass easily at the kiosk, but I didn't think that I had time to stuff around. I believe I had checked in online, so this wasn't really a big problem. Generally, I'm pretty sure you get your boarding pass and bag tag at the kiosks, and then go to the counter to drop your bags. The check-in area is well signed. Security was not too slow for this terminal, but not super speedy either. Airside, the food court has a good selection as per usual. In fact, I think there's a little more than there was last time I was here. There's also some shops around if you want to do some shopping. There's my ride to Melbourne. Victor Hotel, Victor Whiskey Whiskey is a 2009 built Airbus A321-231 delivered new to Jetstar Airways. This aircraft is equipped with 2 IAE engines. When I got to the gate, despite the board saying we were boarding, we hadn't started boarding yet. By the way, I saw someone at the gate with a baggage weighing thing. Also, the gate agents were surprisingly really friendly. It sounded like exit row passengers were going to board first, which I thought was interesting.
Captain and first officer has arrived and we'll be boarding shortly. We just need our tech crew to board and do their normal checks and brief their crew, and then we'll be boarding shortly after that. A reminder, if you have just recently arrived, we will be using both aircraft doors today. The front door will be for rows 1 to 16, and if you're in row 17 and above, you'll be entering via the tarmac and rear stairs. Waiting, finishing their safety checks from our engineer. We are hoping it will be within the next 5 minutes we start boarding, but until they give us the all clear, we are unable to board the aircraft.
Our flight status was updated to be officially 35 minutes late. Apparently now we need another crew member, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure I saw 2 crew members in the cockpit earlier on. Maybe one of them went past their duty time or something? I don't know.
Just arrived for us. Crewing has impressed with that as well for us, one of our last flights for this evening. Thank you very much for your patience. Our first officer literally needs to check out his seats and check his buttons, and then we'll start boarding immediately after that. Thank you once more for your patience, and we'll be with you shortly.
From memory, at one point a bunch of people were trying to get on the next flight. I think some people were able to be moved, but I don't think this was too long before we actually ended up boarding. Thank you. Welcome on board a Jetstar Airbus A321CEO, featuring 230 Recaro BL 3530 seats in a 3-3 configuration. My seat for this flight will be 38A. My first impressions were that the cabin looked clean at a glance. Now, let's take a quick look at the seat features. Legroom is poor, at about 28 inches. I'm about 5'4", by the way. I believe this is Jetstar's worst plane in terms of average legroom. There's a seat back pocket for your personal items, and it looks like there was still a little bit of rubbish in mine. There's a standard tray table, which was a bit dirty, with a hair being on it, assuming that wasn't somehow mine. There's a literature compartment, and also 2 coat hooks. Seat back padding was minimal, but not horrible for a low-cost carrier. As expected, there was no adjustable headrest. The recline was okay for a low-cost carrier.
Our destination is Melbourne Tullamarine Airport. As you make yourselves comfortable, please roll. Hand luggage is stowed either wheels first into the overhead lockers. Smaller items can go underneath the seat in front of you. Once again, Jetstar Flight 531 to Melbourne. Flying time 1 hour 12 minutes. Welcome on board. The captain will be back to you shortly with an announcement and our anticipated arrival time into Melbourne. Thank you.
I wonder if Jetstar has refurbished its A321CEOs or something, because I thought they had a couple different configurations. One of the ones I flew on 2 or 3 years ago had a device holder, which this one doesn't. I also saw steps on the seat, which I think is a newer addition by Recaro. It's now time for pushback, almost an hour and 25 minutes behind schedule.
Cabin crew arm doors.
We want you to have a safe and enjoyable flight. And pull on the loose strap to tighten. Undo the seatbelt by lifting the buckle flap. The A321 has 8 emergency exits, which we'll now show you.
We will dim the main cabin lights. So if you wish to continue to read, there's a reading light in that panel just above your head. Thank you.
It's now time for takeoff on runway 16 right.
Captain has switched off the fasten seatbelt sign. You're now free to move about the cabin. However, it's a Jetstar requirement. You please keep seatbelts comfortably fastened while seated, just in case we come across any unexpected turbulence. For those of you not familiar with the A321 aircraft, we do have bathrooms in the forward and rear of the cabin. They're all fitted with baby change tables. Shortly commencing our in-flight service, starting with our prepaid meals and moving through our buy on-board items. They're all listed in that in-flight menu. It's located in the seat pocket just in front of you. You can purchase these items using all major credit cards, and we do have contactless payment facilities available for all major credit cards.
The buy on board menu has a good range of food and drinks.
But now you can sit back, relax and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
And the prices are okay. They're pretty standard for an Australian airline. All I got on this flight though was some free water.
Thanks for your patience here in Sydney. Unfortunately, it's been a bit of a trying day with a few changes and ongoing delays, which has just caused ongoing delay for you this evening. We're making as much time as we can and going as fast as we can for you down to Melbourne. We'll certainly have you down there this evening at this stage at a quarter past, let's make it, 9, touching down on the bay a few minutes after that. It's a nice evening in Melbourne. The weather is fine down there, clear skies, light winds, temperature of 14 degrees on arrival. If anything does change, I will let you know. Hopefully Melbourne won't slow us down this evening. We'll see how we go with that air traffic control in Melbourne. Saturday night should be reasonably okay. Once again, thanks for your patience, and thanks for flying Jetstar. Thank you.
or items that you're finished with. We do recycle for sustainability, so if you could please separate these items, hand them to the crew so they can place these items in the correct bins. Thank you.
I tried a few different things in my previous couple Jetstar videos, so feel free to check those out. The lavatory was actually a bit different to what I feel is most common on the A320. A bit smaller lengthwise in particular. It wasn't the cleanest, but also not filthy. By the way, the crew did come around doing pre-landing checks, however, they seemed to see that my seat was reclined, and seems to start to come over, but maybe because I was looking at them, they went back thinking I knew? I don't know, but there's nobody behind me. So I wouldn't say that this was the greatest, but an improvement over my experience on Jetstar from Singapore to Melbourne. As we descend into Melbourne, please allow me to quickly conclude this flight with Jetstar. Online check-in worked fine for me. The delay wasn't handled great by Jetstar in my opinion, but pretty well by the ground crew, as I don't think they knew what was going on really either. But I don't know. I just wish we knew straight up about the delay and how long it was, rather than another 5 minutes, an update in 10, then boarding soon kind of thing. That really annoys me, and I'm pretty sure it did other passengers too. The seat features were okay for a low-cost carrier flight this short, but the legroom would not be ideal for a flight from Melbourne to Cairns or Perth. The cleanliness was bad on the tray table in particular, and not great in other areas, but good in others. The crew were friendly, nothing crazy, but friendly enough. The onboard service was as expected. So overall, I had a not great experience with Jetstar, but not terrible. The last 3 Jetstar flights I've been on really haven't left me with a good impression. We'll soon pull into the stand about a little more than an hour and 15 minutes late. But for now, please enjoy the rest of the approach and landing on Melbourne International Airport's runway 34.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Melbourne local time, 9:16 p.m. Jetstar would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, elders past and present. Please remain seated, seatbelts firmly fastened until the aircraft is parked at the terminal. Captain has switched off the fasten seatbelt sign. And we'd like to have this opportunity, thank you for choosing to fly with Jetstar today. And we'd like to apologise for this delay and hope it hasn't caused too much of an inconvenience. Thank you and good evening.
If you've enjoyed this video and enjoy the content that I put out on my channel, please consider liking and subscribing. It would seriously help out the channel so much, and therefore me as well, and it would be very much appreciated. Also, of course, if you have any constructive feedback or just a general comment, feel free to put it below. If you don't want to do any of that though, that's completely okay.
Cabin crew, disarm doors.
I'd like to take this time to thank you all so much for watching today's video. I'd like to thank all of my incredible Patreons for helping to make these videos possible. Their support is truly so much appreciated, and I couldn't do what I do without them, so thank you so much to them. Thank you, see ya. Once again, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one next Saturday at 5 PM Melbourne time.